Hello everybody! Today we are continuing rationals, and specifically we are going to be doing some applications. Now, we have a lot of different applications for rationals. That's one thing that is so fun about them. Today we're going to be doing a specific kind of problem though that we call work problems. And the essential question here is, how can applying rationals, technically rational equations, so I'll abbreviate that, rational equations, help me make plans? So what we're doing today, they're called work problems, but we're going to be looking at a lot of time. We all would like to have more time, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. So, work problems. Let A be the amount of time it takes person A to complete a specific job. Let B be the amount of time it takes person B to finish the same job. That is important. Oh, that did not highlight. There we go. And T be the amount of time it takes you to finish the job working together. So, let's go ahead and write that out. So we're going to have 1 over A plus 1 over B equals 1 over T. So 1 over the time it takes for person A plus 1 over the time it takes for person B equals 1 over the time it takes them to do it together. Now, one thing that you will want to note is that the 1 in this equation stands for the one job. Job or task that is being done. So we have to be comparing the same thing, right? So this is 1, 1, 1 saying this one task. Now, work problems are really, really hard to just think up the answer to, but the equation itself is very simple. So memorize it, or since it's open note, just use the notes. Let's go on now. Example 1, define a variable, write an equation, and solve the problem. 3 parts. So, Shelley can paint a fence in 8 hours. Karen can do it in 4 hours. Notice, paint a fence and it. We're talking about the same job here. So how long will it take them to do the job if they work together? So, we're first going to define our variables. So A is time it takes Shelley to paint the fence. B is the time it takes Karen to paint the fence. And then T, which we don't know yet, is the time it takes if they work together. Okay, so making our equation, we have 1 over A plus 1 over B equals 1 over T. So let's substitute in values. 1 over 8, and then plus 1 over 4 equals 1 over our variable that we don't know. Okay, so going back to what we know about solving rationals, we are going to find all the parts or factors of the denominators, and we are going to cancel them out. So I have an 8, a 4, and a T. Now, one thing I know is that 4 can fit completely inside of the number 8. 100%. So I'm going to just multiply by the number 8, And I'm not going to worry about multiplying by the number 4 because 4 fits completely inside of 8. It's taken care of. I do, however, need to multiply by the t. Now, if you're someone who wants to just multiply by every denominator, go right ahead. But it can make your numbers bigger. So if I see that one of my denominators fits completely inside the other, I'm not going to do it twice. So we distribute, just like we have been practicing with our solving. So then we have 1 over 8 times 8 times t plus 1 over 4 times 8 times t equals 1 over t times 8 times t. So canceling, these both have 8s. This 8 divided by 4, that cancels, and this leaves me with a 2. And our t's cancel over here. Let's move that up. So I'm left over here. 1 times t is just t. And then 2 times t is 2t. And 1 times 8 is just 8. So I have 3t equals 8. So the time it takes them to work together is going to be 8/3 of an hour. Now, that's super obnoxious. If I told you, oh yeah, just budget 8/3 of an hour and then we'll be done, you'd be like, what? So let's go ahead and convert that. So the time it's going to take them to do it together is going to be 2 hours and 2/3 of an hour, which is 2 hours and 40 minutes if you want to be fancy. I'm all for fancy. So that is our solution there. It takes them 2 hours and 2/3 of an hour to solve it together. Or rather, to paint the fence together. I'm talking about solving because we're solving together. Nextly, Randy can finish his homework in 20 minutes working alone. Working together, Randy and Julie can finish in 11 minutes. How long will it take Julie by herself? So, A is Randy's time, and B is, oops, I didn't color code this the same way. B is what we don't know yet. That's Julie's time. And then T, the time together. Now, notice I did this a little bit more briefly. Sometimes I'm very proper with how I define my variables, sometimes a little bit less so. But as long as you get the relevant information, we'll be good. Okay, so we've got 1 over 20 minutes plus 1 over unknown equals 1 over 11 minutes. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of solving. So, we're going to say I've got multiplying by 20, and then multiplying by a b, and then multiplying by an 11. Now, notice 11 does not fit inside of 20. There is no multiple of 11 that gives us exactly that, so I have to multiply by both, right? 4 is a factor of 8, but 11 is not a factor of 20. Okay, and we're going to do this one color-coded. We didn't do the last one color-coded. So, 20 b 11 plus 1 over b times 20 b 11. Make sure my fractions always include everything. And then 1 over 11, 20b 11. Now, once you get, there are ways that I kind of abbreviate problems, but since y'all are still learning, it is a great idea to just make sure that you show all the steps. Okay, 20s cancel, here the b's cancel, and here the 11s cancel. So we're left with 11b. Oops, let's switch back to our bold colors. Plus 20 times 11. 11 times 2 is 22, plus 10 is 220. Equals 20b. So I have 220 equals 9b. So that's b equals 220 over 9. Once again, that is not a super useful increment of time because I can't plan with 229ths. However, what I can say is that this is approximately, well actually, if I do a repeating decimal, it is exactly 24.4 repeating. Which means, I'm going to go ahead and write my answer over here actually as a sort of proper story problem answer. So, it will take Julie about 24.4 minutes to do her homework by herself. Now this is the most proper and the most beautiful way of showing your answers to a story problem. Is you have your number, but your number is encased in meaning. You have both the units and you also have the sentence. Alright, I hope you enjoy work problems. Go ahead and think up, write down any questions that you have, and have a smashing day.